Some people question, well, you know, is post-secondary education really a good investment? And the fact is, it still is. It's a good investment in community college. It's a good investment at a four-year college. In fact, somebody with a four-year degree will, on average, make $500,000 more than somebody who didn't go on after high school. But equally importantly, we know that the jobs of the future are going to require more education, more skills, more training, and that as we go through our work lives, a lot of people will have to get those skills and education and knowledge refreshed, maybe even retrained. So I am adamantly in favor of making college affordable and accessible. How do we do that? I rolled out yesterday in Exeter what I'm calling the new College Compact. How do we actually put together the resources and the incentives to enable young people, and maybe not so young, to be able to go to college? Well, I have a plan that I think will accomplish just that. It asks something from everybody. It asks that states put more resources into higher education in the right way. In other words, make decisions that are actually in the best interest of students and keep the costs down. Don't use tuition raising as the 1, 2, 3 plan to try to get more funding for the college or the university. So I want to make it absolutely clear that you will not have to borrow money for tuition to attend a 4-year public college or university under my plan. To some of the other costs besides tuition, like room and board and other fees, I want to make it possible for young people already eligible for Pell Grants to use that money to pay their living expenses so they can actually afford to go to college. And for middle-class families, we're going to provide more ways of lowering those costs as well. It's also important that the colleges and universities and the states use the incentive money that my plan will offer to deal with these costs and to try to do what the community colleges here in New Hampshire just did, actually lower tuition. Why? Tuition between 2004 and 2014 went up 42%. In the midst of the Great Recession, higher than anything else was rising. You got to ask yourself, this just doesn't add up. So we have to have a system of accountability under this College Compact. So colleges and universities need to do better. The state governments need to do more of what they used to do in order to keep tuition down. Families will have to pay something, but it will have to be affordable to them, and students will be asked to work 10 hours a week, at least, so that they do their part. It's also really essential in our system of higher education to make community college as available as possible. I support President Obama's plan for free community college. We've done the numbers on this. We can do this if we are committed to it. And it's also important to start dealing with the debt burden. You know, costs for college should not be a barrier, and debt should not hold you back. Right now we have 40 million Americans holding $1.2 trillion in college debt. I met, yes, I see, everywhere I go, I see hands. It's all in the back there. Yeah. Yesterday in Exeter, I met a young man who had one of the worst stories I've heard anywhere in the country in terms of how much debt he's taken out to pursue his college, because he had to pay both tuition and room and board, and then go to graduate school because that's what he wanted to do to make his contribution. So under my compact plan, we will refinance everybody's student debt. And what that means is, because I've met young people, this young man yesterday at Exeter, 12%. 12%. We're living in a time when interest rates have hardly budged above zero. You can certainly get a mortgage on a house and refinance it. You can get a car and have a payment you can refinance, but we don't let our students and their families refinance student debt. That is just wrong. Refinance to the rate that currently exists. So all those students with 5 to 10 to 12%, they're going to be able to drop it to 3.5%, 3.8%, 4%. I believe this will save thousands of dollars for many students. And it will also mean that more money